What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we got the Crawford and Madrimov undercard, which in my opinion is actually one of the best undercards in certainly my lifetime. Yeah? And I went to this Moody site and they got they've got the breakdown of the undercard, but I actually think the Betfair way of looking at things is better. I'm not saying you should gamble, I'm just saying it gives us a look at how competitive these fights really are. I've heard Eddie Hearn shilling this Andy Cruz cat, and I thought, oh, Andy Cruz. I've never watched him box, but Eddie Hearn, Andy Cruz, 2-2s. He in there with a bum. How do we know this? Look at the odds. You put a tenner on Andy Cruz, and if Andy Cruz wins, you get 50p profit back, which means that he damn sure gonna win. Put it this way: if you put a tenner on the other guy, you get £210 profit back. Off a tenner. 22 to 1. 21 to 1. So, that tells you all you need to know. So I ain't interested in this one. That's a complete filler fight. Forget about this one. Yeah? Again, unfortunately, I don't know why. Turkey's renowned for making competitive cards. And yet he got David Morrell in here with another bum. You got David Morrell. He's even more of a favourite. Yeah? He's fighting a 25 to 1. He's a 25 to 1. A 25 to 1 favourite. Yeah? You put a tenner on Morrell, you get 30p profit back. Like, what kind of fight is that? Yeah? What is that? Morrell been here now. Yeah? I think he's fighting at 175. There's a whole bag of man at 175 who's better than this cat. Yeah, let me think of some examples. I don't know, pick someone. Yeah, we know Yard trying to get on. Put Morrell versus Yard. Or Morrell versus any one of them kind of ones. Do you know? Or even Morrell versus, I don't know, Dan Aziz. Come on. Someone half alive. We know Boazzi couldn't stop Aziz, so get Aziz in there with Morrell, and it's like, oh, this is a serious dude. Instead, we got a bum. So unfortunately, the card looked good. You hear the names: Andy Cruz, Morrell, two bums though. However, those are the first two fights on the card. After that, though, this is where we get to the good part. We got Jared Anderson versus Martin Bakole. This one here's a banger. This is a banger, people. Now, the thing about Bakole is, you just don't know who's fixing to turn up, right? So the odds are Jared Anderson's a favourite. You put a tenner on, you get £6 profit back. Bakole, you put a tenner on, you get about £26 profit back. Sorry, £16 profit back. So, as far as the odds are, I'd go with Bakole on this. Anderson, he went life and death with Charles Martin, a washed up Charles Martin. He went life and death. And Anderson has had psychological issues. He's talked about not really wanting to fight anymore, and he's done with boxing. So, but then again, Bakole's had the psychological issues. We know Michael Hunter made Bakole quit. And from what I watched the video of Dave Allen talking about sparring Bakole, and he was saying he was a bit temperamental. Yeah, and Dave Allen said Bakole punched me up in sparring, but it was kind of like Bakole said he didn't want to spar Dave Allen, and then his trainer, I forgot his name, something Nelson, the Scottish dude, would say, "Come on, Martin, get in there, fight Dave." Bakole would do half a round, stop, beat Dave up, and then stop and say, "Oh, I don't want to do this no more." Then Nelson would have to say, "Come on," Billy Nelson, that's it, would say, "Come on." So they did about 2 rounds, broken up because Bakole kept trying to stop. So he's got psychological issues, and we saw that in the Hunter fight. Billy Nelson was saying, "Come on, Martin, fight now." He didn't want to fight, so that's worrying. Yeah, because Anderson, both of these two cats, this is really the battle of the psychologicals. Both of these cats can punch. Both of these cats on their game were good, but what we don't know is if Anderson starts hitting Bakole in the head, I'm trying to think now. Martin Bakole box rec. I know he beat Tony Yoka, but Tony Yoka, here's another head case. Yeah, he's soft to the head. He's psychologically soft. So yeah, Bakole's big comeback win was Yoka. Even then, though, it was at MD. He went life and death, 10 rounds, couldn't stop Yoka. And Yoka didn't even want to fight. He then fought some bum here and some bum there. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, So you quit against Hunter, and you've done nothing. Now the argument is, well, Martin Bakole can't get no fights. Okay, it's all well and good not being able to get fights, but you've got one now. Yeah, and to be fair, there was no reason for Jarrell Anderson to take this fight unless he wanted it, right? That he could have kept. Jarrell Anderson only had about 10 fights, I think. He could have kept knocking over tin cans. He could have kept on doing that one. So he clearly wants it. So psychologically, I guess Martin needs to want it. If Martin Bakole don't want it, he finished. Because no one wants to. People don't want to fight him for whatever reason. He don't have the clout. But if he quit again or gets punched up again, he finished. So he best want this fight. Yeah, I don't want to see Billy Nelson in the corner trying to beg this guy to fight with his big ass. Because he's been out on the circuit. He's been trolling Dillian White, doing way too much. So he needs to fight now. Yeah, Martin need to be your big ass, your 300-pound looking ass. I didn't realise he was that big. Look at this, people. Look how big Bakole ass is. Martin Bakole in his last fight weighed 299 pounds, people. And in fact, this is probably a bad sign. Look at the weight deviation here, people. 299 pounds against the cam for Bakole. The fight before, 280 pounds. The fight before, 275 pounds. The fight before, 280 pounds. The fight before, 250. So it's like this guy all over the place. Again, psychologically, where's the discipline here? You're an athlete. How can an athlete be swinging in the space of 2 years 50 pounds from 250 to 300? How can you be doing that as an athlete? Again, in your head. So the weigh-in's going to be interesting. The weigh-in's not till the morning, so I ain't going to talk about that now. Who knows how big or small these guys are. Anderson, he's much more of a professional. Even him though, look, he went from, he's 250, he was 240 before, but he's quite young, 24, so he might be coming into his weight. But either way, it's consistent, 250, 240, 243, 247, 230. So for heavyweight, it's not, he's disciplined. So yeah, I mean, if I like to back the underdog, because obviously, psychologically, there's more profit there, but, I mean, gun to my head, if I had to put some coin down, I'd put it on Bakole. Has he been tested more? Well, he's quit before. He knows what it's like to quit. Daniel Dubois show, and that can go either way though. Yeah, you can quit once and think, I ain't doing that again. Or you can quit once and think, I'm out of here. Dubois shown both. Dubois shown he quit against Joyce, and then he quit against Usyk. And then he stopped quitting against Hrgovic and Miller, so you just don't know with Bakole, right? So I guess you'd have to, well, I mean, it's a 50-50 fight for me. Yeah, it's a 50-50 fight. Gun to my head, who wins? Anderson. I think he's a bit too fresh. But really, it's a 50-50 fight. I can see it going both ways, so that's an interesting one. We've then got Andy Ruiz versus Jarrell Miller. The odds are saying Ruiz is a big favourite. Ruiz is essentially like a 60-40 favourite. It's even higher than that. It's a 75-25 favourite, I think. Something like that. Either way, it's something like that. It's like 65-35 or 70-30, some sort of favourite like that. So Miller's a heavy underdog. You put a tenner on Miller, you get 30 quid back. Profit. You put a tenner on Ruiz, you only get £4 profit. So Ruiz is a big favourite. Ruiz has a hand speed. Miller looked crap in his last fight against Dubois. A big old, super-sized heavy bag. However, Miller's recently, in the last few months, he got with Jaron Ennis's trainer, Bozy Ennis's dad, Jaron's dad. And apparently he's lost 45 pounds. He weighed him at 330 against, or 340 against Dubois. Apparently he's going to be under 300 pounds now. And that's good. That's not bad, is it? Right, he ain't gonna get no slower. He ain't gonna get no less cardio. And apparently he's been training really hard. But they always say this. Yeah, Jerome Miller said he had the best shape of his life in the Dubois fight. But now he says that, I only had 4 weeks. What we know for a fact is that this is the last time I hear from Jerome Miller. Yeah, if he shots his load, or if he falls off in this fight, he finished. Because you've got no excuse now. You've been telling us, you told us you only had 4 weeks last time. Well, you've had 12 weeks this time. You told us you was overweight. Well, you've cut weight. You told us you're doing 4-minute rounds, 12 4-minute rounds, and you're super fit and you withdraw on Ennis. So that's it now. Yeah, Andy Ruiz, to be fair, his resume, he beat AJ once. He mollywopped Ortiz, didn't stop him, but put him down 4 times. However, he got beat by Chris Arreola, in my opinion. Chris Arreola put it on him. And that's one thing Miller can do. Miller can put it on some. Miller could put it on Ruiz. Like Arreola. And Miller did have a good chin. Even though he got stopped by Dubois, he was stopped on his feet. He wasn't stopped spark out. But Ruiz, the hand speed of Ruiz, man. Miller was struggling with Dubois' kind of lazy speed. Ruiz is going to be touching him. Ruiz don't have that devastating power that Dubois might, but Ruiz is going to be... Oh, he stopped AJ though, to be fair. Put Ortiz down 4 times, even if he's 50 years old or not. But the speed... Both have slow feet, but the speed is probably going to give Miller trouble. But again, I'd like to think it's a 60-40 fight in Ruiz's favour. Ruiz ain't boxed in 2 years. And like I said, Ruiz in his last... It's not like Ruiz is super consistent himself. Ruiz did well in the first AJ fight and sucked in the second. And then he sucked against Chris. Let's have a look here. Yeah, look. So he did okay in this AJ fight. He sucked in the rematch. He sucked here as well. Okay, against Chris Arreola. The scorecards don't reflect. Oh, that was it. Look. So he did well against AJ. He sucked against AJ. And then he got put down. Look, Chris Arreola put him down. Ruiz down in round 2. Yeah? So Ruiz got put down by Chris Arreola. He then does well against Ortiz. Although he was losing rounds. Ortiz got put down 3 times in that fight. And look at the scorecards. You got a 113, 112. So in terms of the boxing, take out the knockdowns, Ruiz won that fight. So it's not as clear cut. If Andy Ruiz comes in not on his game, oops. Equally though, Miller, he might not come in on his game either. Do you know what I mean? With his big ass, he might just come in there sticking his hands to his head like he did against Dubois. We just don't know. So I think it's a 60-40 fight in Andy Ruiz's favour. Andy Ruiz has done more. He's beat Ortiz, right? He's beaten AJ. Jarrell Miller ain't beat no one. Who's he beat? No one. There's not one person the calibre of a Luis Ortiz or an AJ on there. But yeah, great fight. You then got Isaac Cruz versus Valenzuela. I haven't really watched Valenzuela. Let me just have a look at this guy on BoxRec. Jose. Okay. Now, Pitbull is a big favourite. Again, I don't know what Turkey be doing this one. Oh, he's been knocked out before, people. Yeah, this is why people say, oh, you were casual. This is why I don't be watching these guys. It's like Belanga. Yeah? I kept hearing about Belanga. Eddie Hearn, Belanga. I don't watch these corny goofballs. Because the minute I start looking into them, yeah, it pissed me off. Belanga got put down by a man that Billy Joe Saunders knocked out. Do you understand that, people? Billy Joe Saunders knocked a man out, yeah? And that man went on to put Belanga down. This is the man that carrot top fighting. And the same here with Isaac Cruz. Yeah? Chris Colbert, he B level. And this dude lost to him. And then got knocked out by some other dude who B level. So this guy got knocked out. He been touched by B levels. So why are you in the mix with Cruz for? Yeah? Turkey should have got... the 140-pound division stacked, man. There's a whole bag of names you could have put in there instead of this dude here. Right? There's a whole bag of names. I don't know. Put Jack Catterall in there. Or even Josh Taylor. Let Pitbull... You know Josh Taylor like to fight, right? Let Pitbull get in there with Josh Taylor. And tear his ass up, right? At least it's a bit interesting. Josh Taylor's never been stopped. This guy already been stopped. So what we do? Where are they doing this at? Who want to see this one? Edgar Belanga looking ass, essentially, right? He been touched. He been beat. Get him out of here. So that's not... you put a tenner on Cruz, you get £3.30 profit back. That's 33% though. I mean, if you got people, if you got a grand up, if any of you man got a grand up right now, yeah, if you want to make a quick $330, that's where I'd put it right now. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even watch this cat box. I've heard he's more of a boxer. Scrap all that, people. If you want to make 33% profit in one night, I'd put some bucks on this cat Cruz right now. Yeah, because this dude Jose, he's sweet. I'm just telling you now, he's sweet. This guy, people, the guy who knocked him out, this Edwin, he ain't even a puncher like that. Oh, he is. People, he's been stop. Oh, apparently he a puncher. Who he fought? No, we don't. People, stop. He a puncher versus the bums. Yeah, this guy the bum slayer. Yeah, he the bum slayer. So, people, get this guy out of here. Yeah, this guy the bum slayer. Oh, he fought Shakur Stevenson though, to be fair. He fought Shakur Stevenson, and it was quite a close fight, so he's not a complete bum. Stevenson fought him, look at the scorecards, 112, 116, 113, 115, so he's only lost by 2 rounds. He only lost by a round on one scorecard and 2 rounds, so he's pretty decent, to be fair. I'll take it back. So the guy who Shakur went life and death with, knocked this guy out. So he's not a complete bum, but come on now. If I had a bag right now, I'd put it up on this one here, Isaac Cruz. Yeah, I'd put it up on this guy because he's been touched, he's been clipped. Yeah, he can do all that slicky rubbish, and he gonna lose anyway. People, he ain't gonna. What we know for a fact is he ain't gonna stop Pitbull. So you have to believe he's gonna win 8 rounds against Pitbull. I don't see that happening, but that's my base case. So yeah, there's the card run through. I think that's all it is. Yeah. Then we'll straight back to Crawford and Madrimov. I covered that in my other, in my last video. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, people. Great card. How many banging fights have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 banging fights. These 2 are dead. These 2 are like round 1 or 2 knockouts. There's no point putting these ones on. But yeah, 4 fights back to back. That's solid. Salute Prince Turki Sheikh Salman Mohammed bin. He doing the most right now, you best believe it. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell. No doubt about it. Stop it.